Don't you just hate it when the FBI shows up on your doorstep after a controversial search? We hate it too. This is because the internet has trackers that spy on everything you do, and they use the data they collect to conduct targeted attacks on you. Trackers like Google, Facebook, now Meta, the government, Vladimir Putin, TikTok, and your personal stalker all monitor your online activity and use it to gain information about you. Creepy, right? You may be aware of this already, but what can you do about it? You may have heard of people doing drastic things to attempt to protect themselves. But is privacy really that difficult to get? As it turns out, you don't have to do drastic things. Drastic things like encrypting your hard drive, or browsing the web with Tor, or installing Linux on your computer, or searching privately while automatically blocking trackers with DuckDuckGo. You don't have to do drastic things like this, or even, as crazy as this is, obtaining peace of mind by quitting the internet altogether. Don't give up what you love. We have consulted with big tech and big data experts. Here are some easy tips to gain privacy online. The first and most obvious is private browsing, or incognito mode. This is a great tool because you can browse without leaving a trace. But for a lot of people it is too inconvenient because you have to log into Facebook every single time you want to check your feed. Also, what if you want to remember a site you visited a few weeks ago? A good approach is to delete items from search history instead. That way you don't have to log in every time, but the history is still gone. The government sometimes scans words you type, just to check to make sure you don't know too much or are dangerous to them. Fortunately, there's a genius workaround to this that allows you to foil the government. Leet speak. This is the same code that elite hackers use to keep law enforcement from reading their messages. For example, the letter E is substituted with the number 3, the letters A or T with the number 4, and O with 0. Also, sometimes letters are flipped, though this may be a coincidence due to the high rates of dyslexia among hackers. Another thing you can do is consider using a more secure password. A secure password is mostly numbers and special characters. If you can remember the password, it probably is not strong enough. Also, remember to write down your passwords so you don't forget them. There's another terrific method of privacy that does all the work for you without you doing any. This is Habibi's search bar for Firefox. In fact, I have its developer online right now.
Hello.
Can you tell us about this toolbar?
Yes, these toolbars keep your computer very secure and block trackers and government agencies from monitoring your activity.
How do you install it?
You do not install it. It installs itself when you visit certain website.
Is it secure?
Yes, we guarantee that it is perfectly safe and secure. Do not uninstall it. Your computer will stop working.
We would like to thank the developer for taking the time to have this interview with us. Another method that trackers use is they look at the Wi-Fi network you are using. They know where your Wi-Fi network is, and so they know who is searching. If you use public Wi-Fi, they cannot tell who is searching, because it could be anyone in the city. Also, if you use the right network, you might even be lucky enough to obtain Habibi's toolbar. Now, this last piece of advice takes the most commitment of them all. But if you are really concerned about being private online, for example, you have very good reason to believe you're being stalked by a personal stalker, then it might be time to switch networks. We recognize this is pretty drastic, but for some people it's necessary. Instead of Gmail, use Outlook. Instead of Facebook, use Instagram. Instead of YouTube, use TikTok. Of course, not everyone can do this, or even should do this, but for some it is doable. We hope these tips were helpful for you. Be sure to like the video, subscribe to our channel, and share it on all your favorite social media networks. Thanks for watching.